Hello, everyone. So, the topic today is all about, were you the golden child or was it your sibling? So, I invite you now just to listen along here and to gain some further understanding of this role, this really precarious role that those who were given the job of being the golden child will fully relate to. And if you were a sibling of a golden child, I think you may also relate to this. So I put a cartoon on Facebook this morning about the golden calf. And, anyone who has any knowledge of the Old Testament in the Bible will remember that, there was moments where the people of God worshipped this calf fashioned out of gold, and they worshipped it as something divine, something that was the savior of the people that they could adore and would work wonders in their lives. And this is quite a very apt parallel with the role of the golden child. You see, the thing about the golden calf was that it was just a shiny shell. Granted, it looked good. It looked like it might be authentic. It looked the part, but in reality, it didn't have any of the powers or abilities that it was said to have. And it's the same for the golden child. The golden child is the child in the family that's loved with this sort of incredible intensity. They're praised in an inappropriate, inauthentic manner. They're seen through a golden fantasy lens, like a pair of glasses that the parent will put on, and they see this golden child who has all these gifts, this incredible intelligence, just this natural giftedness that puts them apart from other children. This child has a destiny, that they're sent from God. They are holy, they are pure, they are something just magnificent. And it's interesting, actually, on that topic. Many golden children, many of those that were raised as golden children, go on to take roles that reflect this. So they do take on roles of hierarchy, often in the church. Actually, it's quite a common theme that a parent will suggest that this child was sent from God to do incredible things. That there's a holiness that is above all others. So they go into, hierarchy in the church, as said, religious life, politics, CEOs, or you name it, all these positions of um, potential adoration from others. And once again, maintaining their pleasing position to the narcissistic parent, which we're going to talk about now. So on the surface, this all sounds quite lovely for a child to be praised and given all these wonderful compliments and told it's special, because every child is. But there's special and then there's special, and there's a specialness for the golden child that feels like a bit of a direction or an obligation, rather. There is something wrong with this. It is a manipulation. At the end of the day, this is the narcissistic parent dictating to one of their children what they need to be in order to meet their own needs. So the golden child's role is to be the one through whom the narcissistic parent can live vicariously. They are the one who will project into the world the specialness, the beauty, the exceptional person that they are. But by doing so, they will reflect into the world, they will present into the world the special, beautiful, exceptional person from whom they came. The narcissistic mother, the narcissistic father. So there's a huge weight on the shoulders of the golden child. There's no chance for just an ordinary dreams, or just an ordinary life, a good enough life. No. The only good enough life is one that is standing out as extraordinary. And the result in children and in adults is that they feel hollow and incapable of attaining those heights, those demands, of being worthy of that praise, because the praise is inappropriate. So no, they're not really worthy of that praise. So the child goes on through life believing, I don't really deserve any praise because I'm not capable. Just like the golden calf. The child feels it can't honour the wishes of its parents deep down because it doesn't have the resources yet to do so. And I often think that this is one of the origins of imposter syndrome. And maybe you struggle with imposter syndrome, that sense of having to put on a show to hide a sense of being incapable, feeling like you're a charlatan, or you're pretending to be at a certain level in your business when you're not. So you're trying to be an adult almost, and pretending that you're capable when you may not feel you are inside, nor that you have the skills. So for the golden child, there's a sense of feeling like a fraud, which often the golden child will try to hide from others. So the golden child is groomed to please the narcissistic parent. This is the bottom line for the golden child. This is their role. Please the narcissistic parent. Be their cheerleader, be their representative, be their ambassador. Always view things from the lens of the narcissistic parent. What would they think? How do they see this person? Sort of be in a club with the narcissistic parent. If this child is special, this is what the narcissist thinks. If this child is special, then I am special, thinks the narcissistic parent. And everyone will see it when they achieve the highest success or holiness or adulations. And the golden child becomes the false self upkeeper or maintainer of the parent. That becomes the raison d'etre for the golden child. And many stay with that focus all their lives. Even when the narcissistic parent dies, the golden child may still subconsciously be trying to be that chosen one that the narcissistic parent would have wanted. So the golden child goes to any lengths to please them, including denying the truth. And ultimately, they too then live a lie about themselves. Although it appears as if it's a nice lie, it's not. It was never anything authentic, but rather a false projection. And it can be hard for the golden child when they begin to wake up and step out of their role, to let go of pleasing mum or dad, because that is when they felt safe and they felt loved and lovable. And often golden children can find themselves also maybe not being CEOs, but they can also find themselves in the sort of deputy position, where they are supporting the dreams and the life vision of another. That can often be the role, that they never step out into the limelight themselves sometimes. So what is the solution for the golden child? Well, this might sound a bit crass, but it's to start annoying people, to start making people really unhappy with them. Not cooperating, not jumping at everyone else's needs, or trying to please others, but to allow people to be peed off with them, and to really let go of pleasing others in order to feel safe, but rather to begin pleasing the self, but to really connect with the authentic self beyond the mask. To have the courage to let go of being the chosen one. Who am I? You may ask, who am I beyond being the chosen one? What are my skills? What are my gifts? What do I like doing? These are the questions for the golden child in recovery. This is important, though, and this will be a part of the work we do if you work with me. If you're a golden child, it's really important to begin asking questions about, okay, where am I grandiose? Where am I entitled? Because all of these things were sort of nurtured in us. And this is part of the healing work too. Yes, to see the role that was impinged on us, but then also to begin to say, okay, the responsibility I have now is to really take stock of this, and to begin to live in a different way with different values, and to begin seeing others as equal. And this is the great joy of this work that I do with clients. It's so powerful. It has such an everlasting impact. You will really feel, and I really mean this, you will really feel yourself begin to shift. And at the end of the day, this is what I believe psychotherapy is all about. It's not just about sitting and talking about things, but it's actually having some tangible movements and tangible shifts. And of course, with me, it's on the subconscious and it's on the conscious levels. We work in partnership, and actually, it's a bit of a new way of working in psychotherapy. To be honest, it's an amalgamation of many things, but I think it's right for this time, where so many people are waking up. And it's my great honor to assist in this healing of the world. And I hope that's not too much of a grandiose thought about it, but I think it is, one little bit at a time. Anyway, have a lovely evening, everyone, and I shall see you tomorrow for a topic on the scapegoat child. Take care, everyone. Bye now.